Hey, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, the Michael Jordan of Gaming, back with another Call of Duty 3 commentary. But first thing I want to do is shout out, my circle, man. T-Fly, leader of the flock. And by the way, man, if you got a, what is it called? A Skype? Hit me up on YouTube so I can get your Skype info. All right, T-Fly. Also, my man Mercu, B&B Enterprise, 804 Applesauce. JG, my man OJ at 360. I can't pronounce your new channel name, man. I can't pronounce it, dog. I don't know if I can call him my circle, but he's cool though. He comes and watches my videos all the time. I watch his videos too, so he cool. Also, man, I've also subscribed to my first female commentator. Her name is KK Rena, I think. Don't get mad at me if that's not your name, but I think it's KK Rena. I'm gonna put her link in the description in the bottom. Make sure you check her channel out. I mean, she's not like all the other female commentators that you would see, because I remember when Heartache was promoting all those female commentators, and I went and checked a few of them out, and I couldn't subscribe to them, man, because the stuff they were talking about was stuff I didn't really want to hear. My phone is ringing in the background. I'm not going to stop doing this recording. I'm going to go ahead and record through that. I don't care. But anyway, they talked about stuff I didn't want to hear about. I remember one video was talking about small dicks versus big dicks, and I was like, hey, yo, I can't watch that, man. I'm not going to be able to subscribe. And then, things like stupid hoes and stuff like that. I don't want to hear crap about that, man. Like, I don't want to hear about that shit. So I couldn't subscribe to them. But anyway, let's get to the topic, man. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, because this video is going to be about why I always rag on Call of Duty. I know you guys watch my videos and you guys see I'm always bad mother Call of Duty, and I've been feeling like I got to give you guys an explanation. Now, I always give some kind of explanation in the video, but I don't really get deep into it. So this time I'm actually going to get real deep into it, because I know I got Call of Duty subs and they don't want to hear me talking about that game, man. But it's going to happen. I'm going to continue to keep talking trash about it. I'm sorry. I could try to tone it down a little bit, but I'm gonna keep on doing it as long as the game stays in the state that it is. So you're gonna keep hearing me talk bad about it. But basically, you guys know already that the first Call of Duty I played was the original Call of Duty, and then I also played the expansion pack, United Offensive. If you haven't seen United Offensive, just type Call of Duty United Offensive in the search bar and take a look at the gameplay. Also, I have an old video, which was my very first YouTube video that I actually uploaded, of me playing Call of Duty United Offensive in a rifles only server, because that's what I used to like to do. I used to like using the Car 98 unscoped and the Mosin and all those other bolt action rifles that didn't have a scope on them. That's why you see me using one on this, because that's what I used to love, when the game actually was realistic and guns actually had the right kind of damage, unlike World at War and the ones now. But I'm gonna put that in the description too, also, so you can check my old video out. It's pretty good. It was a good little montage I made. But anyway, continuing on, man. I remember when I first saw Call of Duty. It was back in like '04, and I was watching the G4 network. This was around when the G4 network finally became a basic channel. I mean, before they used to like show it like only on the weekends, on special days or stuff like that, but this time it was like a basic channel. So I remember watching that, and G4 Arena came on. That was like my favorite show. And I remember they got to the second round, which is the PC round, and the game that they were showing off was Call of Duty. And this was my first time ever seeing the shouts to T-Fly. This was my first time ever seeing the game, so I was watching it and I was amazed, man. I was like, man, this game looks great. Is it for like the PlayStation or the Xbox or whatever? And it was like, it's only a PC exclusive game, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta buy this. Mind you, at the time I had an old, what was that old, a Gateway computer. Didn't know anything about computers, but I had an old Gateway computer, so I went and bought the game from Target, brought it home, installed it. Mind you that the computer was pretty old, so it it was just a bad computer. Like the hookup, like you couldn't really upgrade it any good or anything. It had a PCI card and everything. That's the only thing you could upgrade. So I put that in there, played it, and I fell in love with the game, man. Like it was like the greatest shooter in the world. Mind you, I had dial-up at the time. I didn't even have cable. I didn't have DSL or cable. I had dial-up. So when I first played it, I didn't understand that my bullets were lagging behind them really bad, and I was just getting destroyed. But I was still loving the game, though, man. And you guys don't know, but Call of Duty was the first ever, online shooter I ever played. I mean, I played Halo and stuff like that, but I didn't play it online because I only had dial-up. But when I played, plus I didn't have an Xbox anyway. But Call of Duty would let you play online with dial-up. That and Black Hawk Down, which I love Black Hawk Down too. But Call of Duty was the game of choice for me. Like out of all the games, I would say Call of Duty is the best shooter in the world. And like if you would say like Battlefield, you thought Battlefield was best, man, we'd have like the meanest argument in the world because nothing could touch Call of Duty back then with me, man. Like I love that game. So that is why I rag on the game now, because the game back then was so great. I mean, balanced weapons, gun-on-gun gameplay. It was still fast-paced. You had headshots that actually mattered. I mean, there was no such thing as a head glitch, because to be real with you, head glitch is really not even head glitching. It's just the game doesn't register a headshot being a one-shot kill, so you can hit the person in the head and he'll just still kill you because all it's showing is his head. And a little bit of recoil the game has will have the gun kick over his head unless you short burst it. That's the only time recoil actually matters in that game. Free kill. But yeah, man, I used to love that game, man. It was just the greatest thing in the world, son. Like, man, just the memories I have of playing that game and actually playing in the clan battles and stuff like that, man. It was just a wonderful time. Then when Call of Duty 2 came out, we're not even going to talk about that. You know that's the worst Call of Duty in the world to me, so I'm not even going to talk about that. But then I remember I bought this for the Xbox. This was like, I bought this about a week or two before Call of Duty 4 came out. Call of Duty 4 was about to come out, and I just bought this like a week before, and I was like, well, I need to get something. I need to get ready for it or something. So I was like, let me get this for practice. And I got this, and it reminded me so much of United Offensive, and I was like, oh, this is way better than Call of Duty 2. I mean, as you saw from the beginning, there's no kill streaks, but just like United Offensive, when you get 40 kills, you get basically an airdrop. But on United Offensive, you can do it with any class. Well, there weren't no classes, but you can do it with any gun. But on this, you have to have the scout class, which is the sniper, and he has like the binoculars, so he's the one that calls out the airstrikes. And they also had the ranking system that was in the game, not ranked out the game. I mean, it's just so much of a better game. And I mean, when Call of Duty 4 came out, that's when I was like, oh my god, this game is this isn't Call of Duty. I don't know what this is. I mean, they had the fast-paced gameplay and the smooth controls, but it's just not Call of Duty. I mean, I just shot this dude in the head and he didn't die. And why is this gun stronger than this gun when it clearly says on the thing that this gun is stronger? Like, it was just things like that I noticed in the game, and I was like, okay, this game is not good. And I mean, it was fun when I first started because it was something new. It was different. The kill streaks and stuff like that, and perks and all that good stuff, and it was just something new. But then after a while, I'm like, wow, this is too easy. I mean, I don't really feel like I'm using any skill. I mean, the guns don't recoil really or anything. I can spray a straight line. I mean, and I can shoot through walls, like concrete walls and metal walls. Like, this is crazy. And from that day, I just knew that Call of Duty was just going down the wrong path. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people like the simplicity, but when I used to play the old Call of Duty, like, people used to like the game even when it wasn't for casual gamers. I mean, you could tell who were the noobs and who was the pros. And I remember games where the casual gamers wouldn't do well, they'd do bad, and they were like, yeah, I did bad, but I don't really play this game much, I don't have the time, so I'm not going to do that good. But the game is still fun, I enjoy playing it, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm just playing it just to play. So when people say the game is better for casual gamers because it's easier to pick up and play, I mean, that really doesn't help with the fun factor, because people still enjoyed the game even when it wasn't for casual gamers, you feel me? And then a casual gamer can become a pro gamer. I mean, if you're just bad at the game, it doesn't matter if it helps you out. You're still going to be worse than the person that actually gets really good at the game. You feel me? But so That's another reason why I hate on the game. And then when you look at the track record of the game now, I mean, they don't add anything new to the game really. They add a couple fixes and a couple features, not features, but like new perks and stuff like that, and then put it back on the shelf as a new game. But it's clearly still called Modern Warfare, so it's clearly, you know, I mentioned this in the older video, it's clearly downloadable content or an expansion pack, but they're marketing it as like a new title, and people are actually, like myself, still paying $60 for it. I mean, I know y'all like, if he talks so bad about the game, why does he still play it? It's because I used to love the series so much, and it's just something that, I don't know, I just can't help myself to not buying the game, even though I just know it's gonna be bad. And then it also goes to my friends always buy the game, and you know, I gotta play the game with my friends. I can't be on playing something else and they're all playing this, you feel me? But then they all stop playing it like a couple weeks later because they just notice all the bullshit in the game, which is always what happens. But I'm definitely gonna get the Blackout, well, the new Treyarch game that comes out. I'm not gonna lie about that. But if you just look at the things that they do for marketing, man, it's just crazy. You got to pay for Elite when Battlefield, Halo, and Ghost Recon Future Soldier has an online site that's free and tells you the spawns and stuff like that. Also, you got to pay for map packs. When Battlefield is going to give you a whole expansion, you get maps, new weapons, and they already did that before. When you first buy the game, if you bought the limited edition version, you got it for $60, just like the regular version. You got the expansion pack along with it. I mean, look how they're just dicking us, man. It's just crazy, and people just falling for it and still loving the game. But anyway, man, this video's coming to it, and I ain't gonna talk much more on it. Rate, comment, and all that good stuff. But this is your boy Tick, aka Game Fanatic, Michael Jordan of Gaming, and I'm gone. Bye.